We are the show that embraces a-holes. Everybody needs love, even the a-holes, even if it's less love than everybody else. So, Cassie, who is wondering this week if they are being an a-hole or not?
She wants to know if she's the a-hole for not letting her sister have her honeymoon at her house. Just listen up and it'll make sense. Backstory. My house used to belong to my parents, but they sold it to me back in 2017. It had been a family vacation home of sorts, and every couple of years when my grandparents were alive, they'd invite us kids up there for a week. Fast forward to the end of 2016. My sister got accepted to her dream college. I won't say which one, but it's a big one. Everyone was so excited and proud of her, and me too. But a week after that, my parents called asking if I had found a house yet. I was looking for one and my family knew it. I'd been saving up since I started my first job at 20. So I said no, I hadn't found one to my dad, and he suggested I buy the lake house from them. I asked why they wanted to sell it. Well, it turns out Sis didn't have any savings for college and didn't get some scholarship like she had planned. And our parents couldn't afford to pay for everything either. So I asked why she didn't get student loans, and they said they didn't want her ruining her credit. So their solution was to sell the lake house and use the money from that to finance her college. I had a lot of good memories from the lake house, so eventually I agreed. I work via computer, so after getting a good internet connection out there, I moved right in, and I've been there ever since. My girlfriend also moved in permanently last year before lockdown, and it's been pretty blissful. 2019, my sister and her college boyfriend get engaged. Parents agreed to pay for the wedding, but like every other wedding around then, things got set back. So my sister had to postpone her wedding until this year, and she plans to have it in December, and I even agreed to be in the bridal party. Well, issues came up recently when my sister asked where I was going to stay for the 2 weeks after her wedding. Puzzled, I answered my house. She got a sour look and said that wouldn't work because her and her fiancé would be there and they wanted private time. I asked why they'd be at my house, and she said that's where they were having their honeymoon, 2 weeks alone at the lake house. I said that was news to me, but she insisted our parents said it was totally fine. But I said it wasn't their place to make decisions about my house. So after arguing, she called her parents, who said I was being unreasonable. I said I didn't want my sister and her fiancé christening their new union by, doing the deed in my house. Yeah. And where else would I go? Right. It was my house. Right. They said I was being gross and selfish. So I said no again. So sister threatened to remove me from the bridal party. I just shrugged and said, okay. She started crying, saying she already couldn't have her dream wedding like she wanted to, and now I was trying to ruin her honeymoon too. I told them to rent a hotel room like every other newlywed couple and then hung up on her. She's not speaking to me, and I'm uninvited to the wedding. Our parents keep calling and saying I should do this for her since her wedding is only a third of what she wanted it to be, but I'm not comfortable with them staying unsupervised at my house, and they're making me feel like a monster for saying no. Am I the a-hole?
Yeah, kind of.
You think who's the a-hole?
Well, here's the thing. This is complicated a-holeness, because if the sister just would have went to, is it a brother or a sister?
It's a sister.
Okay, if the sister would have went to her and been like, hey, this is our financial situation. This is the deal. We have a lot of fond memories here. Can we please have our honeymoon at the lake house? And like she could have gone and stayed with her parents for 2 weeks. I think that's completely reasonable. That's something you do for a sibling that you care about. Obviously, she cares about the sibling because she got asked to be in the bridal party and she was going to be in it. Now, the way they went about it, like they're just still treating it like it's the family lake house when it's actually her home. That's wrong. And she shouldn't have asked her parents. She should have asked her because the deed, like, it's her house. So, yeah, they went about it wrong, but now she's just trying to stick it to her. And hey, how about this? The night of the wedding, go to a hotel and, like, do your freaky honeymoon, like, christening. But, yeah, I would go ahead and, like, let my brother have the lake house for 2 weeks.
Really? That's a lot, man. Putting somebody out of their house for 2 weeks is a long time,
and
man.
not telling them, just telling your parents. Like, this is cool, right?
Yeah.
And you work it out with other people, but not the person that lives there.
No,
That's
that
crazy.
was wrong.
Yeah.
All of that was wrong, and that makes her the a-hole. But now that all that has come out, and we're at the place where she's not going to be in her sister's wedding. She's like, is this worth ending the family relationship for?
Yeah.
2 weeks at the lake house.
You're booting me and my family out of my house for 2 weeks. Where am I supposed to go?
Right.
And you didn't even respect me enough to mention it ahead of time.
There's a curveball. Do you want to know the curveball?
Yep.
So they write, well, I learned something new today. I spoke to my sister, like a few people on Reddit had suggested, and asked if she knew that the lake house was legally my house, as in I had bought it years ago. My sister was, in fact, not aware of this.
There you go.
She was under the impression from our parents they were letting me live there rent-free. So I corrected her and showed her proof that they sold the house to me. And when she asked why they sold it, I was honest, and I said it was to pay for her college tuition and lifestyle.
Oops.
She became very quiet after that and soon hung up.
Oh, she wanted her dream wedding,
So
but
see-
she got her dream college experience.
Right.
So the parents are the a-hole.
They are. And the
Yes.
sister, once I read that, I was like, oh, sis just thinks you're like mooching off parents for free and living at the family lake house. Of
She's
course I would
still
feel
the
entitled.
A-hole, though, because I mean, even if she is living there for free, you should still ask somebody before you kick them out of the place they live in for 2 weeks.
It's a family tree of a-holes.
Yeah.
It's just somebody planted the seed of the a-hole seed, and it's the entire family tree. Every
A-hole
limb
family.
on it is the
Giant a-hole oak is what it is.
yeah.
The Bert Show.